Last time on Lawful Stupid. Off in the distance, you hear screaming. We'll need to roll initiative.
There's 2 swarms of cat bees.
About 4. Rush forward. Gain their ire. Draw them away from the townspeople.
I think clanging on the shield too. If I'm trying to draw it, might as well be making a spectacle of it.
Mac, you keep doing what you're doing, but try this.
And I would like to propose a wombo combo.
It's dinner time.
You see the flames jump up and land on several of the bees as they start to wildly fly about. It looks to be maybe about half the size of the original swarm. There's a little blonde child. She kind of yells, "Don't hurt them too badly." You see these bees try to get past your armors as they all miss. You blonk one bee into another and just knocks one out of the sky onto the ground. Now the bees can consume both of you within their area.
So yeah, I'm gonna watch helplessly.
Just imagine the song Dancing Queen is playing right now and I'm just spinning around, swirling my mace.
Yeah, the bees come in and bite and claw and try to sting at you.
Once more with the old college try, and I'm gonna
make another smoke sleep cloud.
They start falling from the air and flop onto the ground one by one. Balfour, you can tell that Me is sliding off your shoulder as she goes into a snooze. A giant elephant then goes to sleep on the ground.
During this minute, we should go around and stomp all these bees.
All right, then I'm knocking them all unconscious.
You notice something weird, something odd, but from their mouth, you can see that there's black goop kind of oozing around. And as you look at all your things and the farmers kind of slowly getting up from their hiding place, you can hear Oi kind of trying to keep himself together.
Just buzzing noises.
Yeah, just all buzzing noises. No buzzing noises, just the little soft hums and I guess purrs of sleeping cat bees laying on the ground.
The honk shoes of little cat bees, it'd be like it'd be like
Yep.
You guys make Ginger's job so much easier.
Got it. There you go, Ginge.
Except for the dead ones you pierced with an arrow.
Yeah, not...
They sound like this.
Nailed it.
That's good.
Yeah, nailed it. Nailed it in one.
I appreciate that moment of silence.
For the bees.
For the bees. Pouring out for the bees.
Yeah, you have sleeping bees that you've knocked out, and you guys are there as the farmers kind of shuffle around the plants and kind of crawl out from the ditch that they were kind of hiding in.
So Mac, as a point of order, has to do 2 things. The first thing is he has to begin to salvage arrows. I can salvage half the amount that I used, so rounded down. And 2, I'm gonna collect some of the dead cat bees.
Okay.
We're gonna eat them later.
Yeah, I feel like you guys killed about 40% of the cat bees.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, I mean, you just give me a number. It doesn't have to be crazy.
No, see, I'm trying to math.
Just give it to him in pounds. That's what I do with meat.
Yeah. How many pounds of cat bees did I get?
Used to be alive, now it's just reduced to flesh.
I mean, considering they're cats and they were a swarm of bees that range from kitten to normal cat size, I feel like you could maybe pick up 20 to 25 pounds of cat.
Okay, well, let's call it 20.
That's so much more than That was 10 times the amount I was projecting.
Kittens can be like a pound, whereas like a normal cat is 10.
Yeah, but how much of that is bone?
Well, I'm giving you the entire cat.
Yeah, I'm getting the whole thing.
I don't want to figure out bone.
Okay, so that's not pounds of usable
That's
meat.
not flesh.
That's just
yeah.
pound. That's carcass.
Yeah, this is the entire carcass. This is what you get.
Got it. That makes now I'm with you. Now we're on the same field. While he's doing that, Axel's gonna walk up to him and kind of like get alongside of him and raise his hand like in triumph to the farmers. Like, oh look at my big strong boy.
They'll look over and you see a couple gentlemen and a couple children, no older than the age of 12, maybe like 11 and 9 if you had to guess. Hard to tell. One of them a blonde little girl, the other one a little tan brown-haired boy. One of them kind of looks like it's related. He's related to one of the men, where the other one, he's got bright, curly, light brown hair, and kind of like thicker features. And they'll wave and approach. The one with darker hair, he'll look over and be like, thanks for saving our hides there, gentlemen. That was a little difficult. He'll kind of like rub the back of his head.
No trouble at all for Mac McFloppy Ears and Balfour Long Tusks, and I was there too.
His name is Axel.
Oh, the little girl will speak up. Oh, I thought his name might have been I. If it's not, then Axel's good too. Hello.
Yeah, I'm Axel. You might have been thinking about me.
Me?
And I gesture to the fairy.
You'll see me and the little girl lock eyes, and it's a moment of exploding cuteness. They'll wave at each other. It's kind of like cute. You're like, oh, hello, me. And me will be like, hello. And the gentleman, one of the two with the darker hair, he looks at you guys. Is there... I don't really know if there's anything I can give you for saving our skins, but he'll look over the bees. Thanks for not killing all of them.
Are they your? I'm making my voice locked in. I'll say, you can't see me. I'm John Cena. You can't see me. I'm John Cena.
We fell off.
That's how I get ready.
So tell me, what is your relationship to these bees? Are they your bees? Do you own the bees?
Yeah, they're part of our apiary. So we farm honey and wax and other bee products out here. That's our shtick. We also have like meat and other stuff too.
That makes sense.
Sure, but
We like mead.
we do like meat. These bees have this weird black jelly coming out of their mouth. I didn't touch it, but any idea what that is?
Oh, we no idea. We went to go check it out before we started running this direction.
I didn't see that because I was back there. Could you point that out to me?
Yeah, sure. Check it out. I pull a bee out of my bag and show him the black ichor.
Just a real quick Arcana history. Do I need to roll? I won't if I don't need to.
You can try rolling.
Which one?
We'll tell you now. It's going to be hard.
Okay. Which one? Arcana or history?
That's what Shane
It's the
is
same.
known for.
It's the same. They're both the +6. Doesn't matter.
It just depends on which way I present it to you. Which way would you like to do it?
Doesn't matter to me. I rolled a natural 20. Rolled a natural 20 for 26. I'll do it. Let's do history. If you want it to be something that I've actually seen before or heard about or read about, then we can do history. And if you want to just be like, oh, I know something's up because this is like magical, we'll do Arcana. Whatever it fits.
Yeah,
the
with a
bill
natural
more.
20, I'll lean on both. Why not?
Okay.
It feels weirdly familiar and unfamiliar at the same time, Axel. It reminds you of a person from your past and how they quickly went away. The substance, you've done research on it throughout your history. You've looked into it. It was never apparent when you first started, but it looks similar to the poison of the Gloomthorn. And usually it kills things, but it's got the same vibe. You can tell, like, checking out the substance, either like touching and feeling it, how it interacts with you. It's just not interacting with the way that you have known it to do.
Yeah. Okay. I'll kind of call over to my shoulder.
Oishin, come take a look at this.
He'll get up and walk on over. He'll check it out.
And I'll also ask the farmer. I'll say,
would anyone have any reason to cause you harm? Have you any rivals or enemies?
Oil will look at the stuff, and the farmer will answer you. Well, not really. Like, we kind of compete with each other, like, up and down the road, because there's other apiaries and other mead makers and what have you, but it's wartime. Everybody uses everything of everything. I mean, I don't think I've ever heard of dragons producing such a thing. Have you?
Not dragons, no.
The kids kind of hide under their adult figure shirts.
No, nothing to do with dragons. Poison. These. I don't know if someone's poisoned them or if maybe some source from which they feed could have been contaminated. But it's pretty nasty stuff and not easy to come by.
The darker-haired gentleman, he'll just shake his head, shrug his shoulders like he has no idea, quite bewildered by it. The other one will be like, very soft-spoken. I don't... If anything, if it's coming from their mouths, perhaps it's something they eat, but the range of flowers are everywhere. I mean, this time of year, there's not many, so perhaps by the waters or closer to the forest. But I don't know.
Could you, perhaps on my map here, could you perhaps circle maybe the area in which they would the area in which they would roam? Kind of their largest area of influence.
They go pretty far, but
All over?
I can give you a roundabout estimate, give or take.
Sure. It's very nasty stuff, and if it makes its way into the honey, I can only imagine.
He'll give you about a 5-mile radius, kind of like from this spot, and he'll tell you, it's like, oh, this bit here is where our farm is. It's not too far up the road, but bees travel far. The furthest we know about it is going down the neighbors. But sometimes they stick close and sometimes they go where they want to roam.
Sure. Like herding bee cats, I understand.
He'll chuckle and nod.
Well, at the very least, I would isolate these, and I don't know what level of quarantine you want to do with your own product. If this is trying to make its way in, I would probably do some tests. Maybe some very brave fellows with sweet teeth. Right?
Depends on how many they have.
Pulls out a piece of paper and a quill. Wait a second. Sweet teeth? Sweet tooth? That doesn't look right. Sorry, what were you saying?
I just said it depends on how many teeth they have. He'll kind of like half smile.
Is he giving me a full smile with half the teeth, or is he giving me a smirk?
Kind of like a little smirk. You don't really see how much of a teeth he has.
Understood.
I didn't get your name.
Players bringing up names for the DM to come up with things.
Devin's the worst. Devin does it just to get you. Devin knows when he thinks this character doesn't have a name, and he'll be like, "Excuse me, I'm sorry, I didn't get your name." It's always the same way. It's always exactly like Dwayne just said it. Excuse me, I didn't get your name. It's a little cheeky.
And you never will. Just run away. That's what NPCs do.
The darker hair one, he'll gesture to the lot of them. He's like, "Oh, we're the Meadow Keeps. You'll probably see our ale in town or a mead.
Ooh.
I'm Randern. This is my husband, Joe. Our wife's over back at the house, and these are our kids. The girl and the boy, they'll both pipe up. She'll be like, "Oh, I'm Henri," and the other kid will be like, "It's Tantaru."
Well, it's wonderful to meet all of you. I'm glad we could help.
Yes, I'm glad we didn't end up as bee food. Thank you. The other kid will like cross his arms like, "Yeah, thank you. It is appreciated."
That's good.
He's got a sour disposition, but he calls a spade a spade. He's a straight shooter. This child.
Excellent. Well, glad we could help. Just as an aside, you guys wouldn't know of any areas nearby with weirdly powerful artifacts?
Randern and Joe would look at each other and just be like, "Oh," shake their head and shrug, like, "What artifact?" Like, the magic shit? That doesn't really end up over here. Maybe over in the Emerald Forest, if anything, but...
Mm-hmm.
Or...
Perfect. Like a ribbon or a pocket watch, maybe a coin of some sort?
You see the math meme behind them, like the circles and the squares and the geometry, like Joe would be like, "I have no idea. I mean, have you tried the museum over in Exalus?"
Nope, but that's okay. If we have time, we'll get that black goo out of your bees.
Oh, I mean, if you find anything, that'd be appreciated, but you don't have to worry too much. I mean, it's our farm.
Sure. I also just think we could make a great poison out of it. Based on what Axel said.
Axel snaps him a mean mug. One mean mug your way, sir.
Henri will like raise her hand and be like, "Isn't poison bad? It kills you."
Yes, poison is bad.
Mac returns the mean mug.
Now we're mean mugging each other.
Mac is confused.
We're in a mug off, bro.
Randrin, he'll look at you. I was like, "Well, if you fellows are looking around, you're free to walk about the farm, and I mean, if you get tired of it, you can come stay at the house, the big old homestead. Big golden painted place. Not gold, just really bright yellow, you know.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay. You know, some people think you're more richer.
Very kind.
Well, you saved our behinds.
Yes.
He'll kind of grin.
You earned that one.
So the best we can do is offer you a place to sleep at night or a warm meal, especially if you're helping us trying to figure out what's going on.
Those both sound lovely.
However, we gotta get back out to working on the field because, you know, burning daylight. He'll point down the road. It'll be about like 30 minutes that away. You'll see the house come up. Otherwise, kind of gestures everywhere. Not really any big boundaries out here.
Excellent. Thanks for your time. I just keep heading in the direction of the Emerald Forest.
Wishing you took a look. Why would... It's something thorn. What is it? Willow thorn? No.
Gloom thorn.
Gloom thorn.
Yeah, gloom thorn.
What on earth would these bees be doing full of gloom thorn?
He'll look at it and is like, I have no idea. However, this is dark stuff. It's not great.
Remind me again, Dwayne, what is the name of your character's order? Your faction?
Daybreakers.
Daybreak Warden.
Daybreak Warden, excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
Daybreak Warden is the actual name. We are Daybreakers, or whatever.
They teach you tracking and whatnot in the Wardens, yes? Both of you, presumably?
Sure.
He'll kind of like smile. It's like, mine's not really tracking. It's training new wardens.
Do you train them how to track?
Different division.
Okay.
He's in they're in the nerd division, as it were.
Damn unions.
Yes. They like their paper.
Oh, someone's got to do it.
That's not me. We want to track these things? Is that what you're hinting at?
If there is gloomthorn in the wild that these fauna are being exposed to, that's very dangerous. And if someone put gloomthorn into these bees' supplies, somebody's poisoned them, I want to know who, and I want to know where they got the poison.
Before Mac responds, you see him just like dumping his bag of bees out onto the ground.
Oh yeah, you shouldn't eat those.
Yeah.
I forgot.
Sure. Let's find these, because I want to eat them. Not these, though. Let's get some fresh ones.
So Balfour's just kind of been thinking, and he says, what if other beer sellers don't like this beer being sold using this honey?
That was my first thought as well, but he kind of made it sound like they more have a friendly competition. I don't think that they're really cutthroat. But maybe I'm wrong.
Well, only one way to find out. Which direction did he say these things came from? North?
So he said they range pretty much anywhere within a 5-mile radius of the farm.
It's incredibly useless.
It's pretty big.
Okay. I think, Mac will kneel down to one of these. No, there's freaking alive ones. He's going to go over to the alive ones.
Yeah, maybe see if you can see like their pattern or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, just take a good look at them.
I'll get an aerial view with Titania as well.
And then I want to survey the area around me. I would like to attempt to track these particular cat bees. They've got an official name that I've clearly forgotten.
Were we told the official name?
Cat bees.
Cat bees. Yeah.
Got him one?
That's it. It's cat bees.
Excellent. I just assumed that was some bullshit I was making up because that's something I would do. And I want to attempt to track these back to at least their hive.
Mm-hmm. Okay, cool beans. Roll me survival because you're trying to track where they're coming from.
I would like to use my inspiration.
Don't worry about it. Worry at advantage. You have the map that's been circled. You have a radius of where the farm is.
All right, that's a 22.
I wondered what your first roll was.
It would have been an 8.
Minus the 20, and you're there.
I rolled a 3 and then a 17.
Very nice. And Tanya is going up and flying around, keeping eyeballs on things. Could you?
Yeah, I'm gonna go into her senses, and I'm specifically looking for patterns, like not necessarily like trying to follow one particular swarm of bees, but kind of see like the larger picture, kind of how they rotate through the fields.
Yeah. I believe it's her senses. So I think owls roll at advantage for sight.
I think you're right. Yes, they have keen hearing and sight, so they get advantage on those perception checks.
Excellent.
I gotta find out what the plus is. It is a +3 with advantage. 18.
Okay, cool beans. Mac, you look at the sleeping bees. One of the men, after like settling over where the others are, have wandered back on over here, and they kind of like Joe, he'll give like a slight wave hello, but kind of like start getting the bees, kind of like tying them up, taking care of them gently to like figure out what's going on with them kind of vibe.
He's got choring to do.
He's got choring to do, and you're looking at the bees. You're trying to figure out. You do know that they came from the northwards direction because they were running south. So they're not going to go fly back, the ones you fought, but some of the ones that are kind of like just bumbling about in the field, you'll see them, and you'll kind of like watch their patterns for a bit and do your best to guess what bees would do.
Yeah, I'm trying to get inside the mind of the bee.
Yeah. With a 22. You're from the north. Bugs aren't there that often. But swarming creatures, I mean, kind of same vibe. Maybe it'll still be kind of same. So you go and wander. And wander with a purpose. And you start going kind of like north and northeast. Maybe someone's had a DM who mixed up east and west, so since sometimes Avon has to like play the game of like nobody eats soggy waffles.
Never eat shredded wheat, where I come from.
Yeah, no, we got soggy waffles. So you start going into like a northeasterly direction as you go through these fields. It's kind of sweet out here. There are some flowers, but not as vibrant with colors just yet. It's still growing. Spring's still just trying to like pop through. Whereas Titania, she's flying ahead over all of you guys to get a big layout of everything. A huge picture of the entire world. Axel, you could probably feel yourself get like pushed along. Probably. Oi.
When I warg into Titania, I think Balfour just wraps his trunk around my waist and drags me around.
How much do you weigh?
Oh,
80 pounds?
you're not carrying me. It's just you're dragging weight.
Oh. Okay.
Mhm.
I am large size. Considered large size for that, so got it.
Okay. So you're getting dragged by Balfour.
I'm in the bed.
And you try to get the lay of the land looking for patterns, and it takes you a little bit longer, but as you see Mac like on the ground do his thing, you can start to see the patterns forming, and it kind of looks like Mac is already following that trail for you guys.
Nice.
And you can see where Mac is heading towards where like the home base apiary is, and it's like a giant looking shed. I mean, it's an apiary for a cat bee. They're a little bit big than normal bee boxes.
Bee boxes.
And a little bit to the still northeasterly direction, you'll kind of see like a little creek or something off in the distance of where they might be the waters, and where it seems to be a little bit more flowery, a little bit more pop of a color. Definitely trees and other things about.
What I'm gonna have Titania focus in on is maybe now that kind of we're in the more localized area, any like patches of like death, like any like spot that's not green and lush, or where plants are noticeably missing.
You don't see anything of that nature. Not obviously. The grasses don't seem to be like that off yellow or brown color. Doesn't seem like there's a pile of dead animals anywhere.
We fell down.
But there's this one concentrated area with water and flowers is what we're picking up from this area, right?
Yeah, like a creek running from.
That's where Mac's gonna head.
East to west.
He knows enough about
Yeah.
bees that, they fuck around with flowers. So
They sure do.
that's their food source. So
It's
he's
a
gonna head
good
that
school.
direction.
Yeah. It's a bit of a walk. For you guys.
Has been this whole time. Mac fucking hates it.
Yeah.
Hike, yes.
It's a bit of a hike. You gotta go through plants, gotta chop through them. Mia is living the high life of sitting on Balfour's shoulder. She doesn't have to walk.
I mean, how long of a trip are we talking? Because I got Tensor's floating disc as a ritual.
We got about 2 hours.
Yeah,
of a
I'll
trip.
take the 10 minutes to make Tensor's floating disc, so only one person has to walk at a time. The rest of us can float on the disc.
Mac and Axel get up on the disc. Balfour is too heavy for
I'm
the disc.
old, you see, because I'm so old.
Well, it's got a weight limit, and our guy is heavy.
What is it?
It's like 500 pounds.
He did say he was 420 pounds.
Yeah, it's like 500 pounds, I think.
Oh, I'm good, Golden.
Yeah, but Axel's got to get up there. Then I got to get up there. I mean, that's not really going to work.
And then there's no room.
But yeah, you can definitely float through the flowers.
Thank you, Balfour.
You're
My
the
big,
best,
strong
buddy.
boy. You're so strong and cool.
Sometimes I think you two are the same size.
Whitewashing this fence is so fun.
You'll want to get into it.
You're gonna want to get in on this.
Is there a fence somewhere?
No, that's a Tom Sawyer reference. It's a dumb joke. Like I'm trying to trick Balfour into thinking that it's fun to pull this one.
That one hit me in the giggle dick hard.
I make that joke a lot, and it doesn't usually land, except for with this specific age group. Like, we were forced to read Tom Sawyer in middle school, and we know.
Goodness.
All right, so is there any of that Gloomhaven bullshit around here? Gloomthorn, excuse me.
Maybe that's a different game.
That's a different
That's what we're
game.
playing for campaign 6, dude. We're playing something.
Yeah. So you guys travel in the northeast-ish direction, and you'll eventually start to hear it first in the distance, like the running of water. It's a creek vibe, so it's kind of slow water, right? It's not fast and rambunctious. plants and trees and what have you. What would you guys like to do?
I'm looking for that Gloomthorn. That's what I'm doing.
I'm also looking for Gloomthorn. I've researched the plant a little bit. I know what it looks like. I should be able to give them like a brief description so they know what they're looking for.
You know the substance. You don't know it's a plant.
Well, that's
There's
true.
an idea that it's on a plant.
So if I research
that's where you guys getting.
the substance, but I don't know what it's derived from.
Yeah, no one knows what it's derived from.
It's kind of a spooky. Okay.
Mm-hmm. It's big spooky. They just know it exists and what it can do.
Gotcha. So we really don't know what we're looking for.
I'm looking for black ichor. That's what Mac is looking for.
Can I sniff that, see if it has a distinct smell, and then see if I can smell it anywhere else from any of the surrounding foliage?
Classic sniff check.
The only one who investigated the black ichor and knows about it would be Axel. And Axel, you
And
would
Oishin.
know... And Oishin. But I'm going to give it to you because you're the player. You would know that it's scentless.
Okay.
So
Probably
you could
tasteless,
try
too.
to roll for it.
All right, just smell for the absence of smell, please.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wherever you don't smell anything, that's where it is.
That's where we're going.
Or it's something that smells exactly like the inside of your nose. We don't really know, do we?
Ooh, that's boogies. Yeah.
So you can try to sniff it out, but roll me your peepers to do the looking.
All right. So, I'm assuming this is investigation versus perception.
Perception if you're trying to like take a look around. Investigation if you're purposely like looking in certain places. Like
I think that'd be investigation, kind of what's near. All right. Let me go back to here. First roll is a 13. Second roll is an 18.
and that's for hearing it.
No, I get advantage on anything that's with my trunk.
Sniff,
Okay.
if it's sniff
specific.
checks
If it's
specifically.
specific,
Perception
yeah.
checks that are based on smell, I think is the way it reads.
So we're doing perception check for, I guess, 13 on sight, 18 on hearing.
No, that's sorry. I did that just for the one. Did you want me to roll for both? Or I just rolled for the one, a 13, 18 for the investigation.
If I may for 1 second, just because this is I'm not, and if I'm saying something you already know, then stop me. Perception is any of the 5 senses. You can roll for that. And then, like, my owl specifically on sight and hearing perception checks has advantage. He has the same thing because he has a big old trunk. It's things based on smelling.
Yeah. So I still need a roll for, like, on seeing, right?
Well, so this one specifically just
He is
if you want me to
perceiving
look
with
around
his nose.
with my
Okay.
trunk, yeah.
Okay. We are still on perception. So what, 18?
18.
Did anybody else want to do their investigation or perception rolls?
I mean, Mac
I don't really
is
have anything-
looking for black ichor.
Yeah, give me your investigation.
I'm looking for anything that's out of place 'cause I don't really know what I'm looking for. So anything that's like unnatural for the area is what I'll be scoping out for. What would you like me to roll for that?
Perception is kind of broad.
Max
you're
got
looking,
an
but
18.
not sure what you're looking for. Okay. 18,
And 12 for Axel.
12. Axel, you're looking for things that seem out of place. You're a scribe, old man. Your homestead is usually surrounded by books and paper. This is the stuff before it becomes paper. It's kind of gross.
I'm familiar with some botany because I got to make my own magic ink. I know a little bit of plant craft, but not.
You know a little bit of plant craft? Yeah.
I
but
know.
it's
I know
plant.
the weeds in my area that are useful to me.
Which ones you can cook and eat.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Which ones you can use? You can chew to stop a headache.
But it seems like a field, seems like a flower field, has trees that look normal. It doesn't sound out of place out here. The birds be singing and the bees be buzzing.
The mushrooms are cool.
Mushrooms, I mean, you gotta go
They're where they're
digging
supposed
around
to be?
for them. Yeah, but they're where they seem to be, if there's any.
They're not out in the bright sunlight.
There's
dry
nothing weird and
areas.
colorful out here. You don't see shit. For my 18 sniffer, trying to find something. It's sweet out here, right? Like, it's made out of honey. It's made out of flowers. It's got that good flowery scent. It's not quite overwhelming. It's just kind of like a little wisp of Febreze on the wind that somebody put out there. But nothing reeks of decay. Nothing smells like a bog. It doesn't smell humid. It's nothing gross is out here. Not that you can tell with your nose. Like, as you're up on this creek and you're walking up the sides and exploring and looking for things, Mac, you're looking for something on a plant, because bees eat plant.
Yep. That's why I came here.
Therefore, something must be wrong with that.
That's exactly why I came here. Yep.
And you're scrutinizing the plants that you walk by. Like, some of them look like flowers, some of them look like whatever. But then you'll get to, like, one little patch of, like, a couple flowers near the water, and you can see, like, just barely, that there looks like a little drop of ooze kind of, like, in the center.
Gentlemen, I found the gross stuff.
Ah, where? Let me see.
I, like, motion to where I am. I don't know exactly where everybody else is, but kind of, like, wave.
I'll make my way over to him.
Right here at my feet, but I'm not going to touch it. That seems like a bad idea.
A wise course.
It's kind of like in the dip of the creek, kind of like right on the edge of the water, kind of like overlooking
is there
into
any
it.
in the water?
No, not in the water. Just like on the edge of the water.
They poisoned the drinking well.
Gonna miss them.
I realized something silly. I have my computer in dark mode, so everything's inversed. And I'm looking at the picture that is the inspiration for my plant. And I'm like, I'm going to describe all the colors wrong. This is inverted. It's not going to work very well.
Some people have that on all the time, Abon.
Yeah. It does happen. Put it in a bright scene so I can see it. Describe it the way I want it to be. So, you look at this plant, and it's got wispy petals, and almost translucent in like iridescent shades of blue and purple and white. Kind of almost like a betta fish fin, and there are 7 petals off of this plant. Its stem is thin and wispy, and there seems to be 3 flowers that come off from the middle, with various other like sticks coming out from the side, still curling. And as the wind blows, it kind of seems bendable. And in the middle, it looks like there's a star pattern trying to form with like little speckles of glow to it. However, this black ichor, it kind of like spreads venally from that center out into the petals.
Axel?
I'll pull out a quill, and I'll, not touching it, but using the quill instead, kind of examine it a little bit. It looks like these veins are Like inside the plant fibers?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like in the middle, it's kind of like goop, but the rest of like the black whatever is kind of like veiny out from the center.
Spreading.
Apologize for having to say this word. Does it seem like the plant is secreting the ichor? Or does it look like the ichor is affecting the plant?
Looks more like secretions.
Got it.
Ooh.
Looks like we found the culprit.
And there's just like a patch of these. Or is there just
There's
one?
just three.
Just three
Like-
of these, okay.
Like one plant, right?
Yeah.
Like one set of roots, and it's kind of got like a little bit of thing, and then it spreads out into 3 flowers.
Right, I'm more asking if this is the only plant or if this is like a little bushel of these 3 flowered plants.
This is the only plant right here.
Okay, cool. Well, normally I would say we should capture this and take this back to the lanterns. Yes. So they can study it. Pretty far from there. So, Axel, you're our resident intelligent book boy. So, thoughts?
So, as far as I know, no one knows where Gloomthorn comes from.
Yeah,
It's a
no
mystery.
one knows. It's a mystery.
Hmm.
Gosh, this is toughy.
Well, we have 2 options. It's a vile and deadly poison. It seems to be isolated here. We could destroy it. Or we could try to take it as a live sample. It could be studied, maybe eradicated entirely. Or it could be used to produce more. It could be used as a weapon. It's a heavy decision that falls on our shoulders.
Not a fan of that third one there. Mainly because I don't really think it's going to help the wardens. Poison versus the undead and the things that go bump in the night doesn't seem like the best move. I'm personally of the mindset that we being a loose word here, excavate this plant and take it to someone much smarter than me to attempt to make some type of antitoxin, or perhaps in a way to eradicate this general nastiness from our world.
Balfour?
Seems if we can use it to benefit others, perhaps we can reverse engineer the dangerous parts of it and use it for good. But I'm no expert.
Any wisdom, Oishin?
Just kind of smile at the lot of you.
Oishin's just eating the plant. Like,
This actually gives me my juice back.
Anymore.
I need to
Like a
borrow your
fucking
wisdom
goat.
and your strength and your fidelity and your poison.
He'll kind of like smile at you guys. It's gentle. No, that seems all like wise choices to me.
So I've got 3 items in my inventory, flask or tankard. I kind of thought of those as like alchemical beakers, kind of for collecting specimens. So I can either do it like old school, like I'm just gonna take 2 tankards, or if you want to let me flavor it as I can put it in like a little jar, I'm good with either one.
Flavor it. I like flavored.
Yeah, so I'll take out my quill and I'll the same quill, and I'll kind of punch out holes in the soil around the plant, Careful to make sure that I get like all the way under the roots so I don't touch it. And then kind of scoop up that soil and place it in the jar, being very careful not to touch the plant at any point in the process. And then I'm going to kind of blink another jar on top of it.
Okay. You seem successful in this maneuver. I mean, it's not hard to take a plant out of ground.
Girl, I feel like you haven't done that enough in your life.
And that's the only one? Like, there's like the 3 that sprouted up?
It's 3 flowers all from one stem, right? It's all one plant.
One plant has 3 flowers, yeah. And that's the only one.
Maybe in existence.
I don't think so. Seems too easy.
Yeah, because the bees would like pollinate, like, moved it around.
Here's the other bit here. Friends. Just because we've stopped this, we've got hives, potentially, of this. So, we've got 2 options there. 1, hope for an antioxidant. Nope, that's not right. 1, hope for an antitoxin. 2, we might have some hives we might need to...
I did mention to the farmer about necessary quarantines and precautions. I don't know what those look like for him. Does it look like keep selling honey, or does it look like
burn the hives?
Check the bees' welfare to see if any of them else are like affected?
Here's what I know about disease. You burn it, it goes away most of the time.
Yes.
Yeah, you kind of get a shrug from Oi.
All right, team.
Depends on the farmer.
All right, gang. Here's a break. This is Scott Shane talking to Dwayne and Devin. Hey, buds. So we got ourselves a real Texas rodeo here. We got an objective that we need to do from our boy Oishin, which is to go into this forest. We've got a plant now that could be the key to many people living in the future. Kind of a ticking time bomb on how long that stays a live specimen. Now, a dead specimen is not necessarily useless to us, but a live specimen is best.
Yes, agreed.
So that timeline we can either like choose to ignore and like go with a dead specimen, or we can try to rush this to somebody who can keep it alive and do something with it.
I think what's O'Sheen looking like? It seems like he's like Avon is hinting to us that he's getting worse.
He's got the black lung pop.
Good call out. I think it's probably a little more important. I mean, because maybe O'Sheen has powers to help us once he's a little bit better. Who knows?
You're not wrong. The third prong is stopping the people from dying from eating the poison honey. The Operation Burn the Hives. That's kind of 3 prongs, I would say.
So let's bring this back in character. Max says,
"Yeah, got it."
Oi, old buddy, old pal, destroyer of worlds. Real quick, like, if you were to say your timeline before you got thirsty for someone's soul again, would you say that's like a week, 2 weeks, a fortnight? The same thing, if you didn't know that's a month. How
a baker's fortnight.
It's like 13 weeks.
It's 2 weeks in a day.
Well, I would be able to tell you. Give me a second for Avon to look at the calendar.
This has something to do with the moon. Let's blow up the moon.
I don't know, man. There's some lore there.
He'll kind of like do a thought. Be like, I only have enough time for one adventure. I'm not sure I could go back and then go back.
Sure, that makes sense. All right. So, we don't want him to die. That seems counterproductive to our main objective. What if we kind of like halfsies? What if we go to the Meadowkeep farmstead, provide them the sample, and have them take it back to town?
I was going to say, maybe we wrap it up real tight. Maybe if we can secure it, ensure that it won't break and spill, and we make detailed instructions not to touch the plant under any circumstances, we could just ship it. We could just mail it to the academy where they study such things.
I would know. I'm a wizard. I definitely went to school.
I didn't go to school. Don't tell anybody.
I agree completely. I think we can't ignore this, but we can't ignore our acquaintance here.
Friend. We should.
Your word, not mine. So maybe again, the Meadowkeep Farm to.
I don't know if maybe we give it to the farm. I think we could maybe take it to the post office. But
yeah, I don't know
we
where
get
the
the-
nearest post office is.
there's one in town. Me and Balfour went.
We did indeed.
Yeah, but wasn't that like 4? Hold on, am I mixing up where we were? Wasn't that like 4 days away from where we are?
Yeah, you're looking at like 2.5 days away from where you are.
Shouldn't we give it to the farmers and give them some coin and have them ship it to said smart person place?
What if they just trip, though? You know?
Sure, but like, I'm trying to solve 2. I'm trying to kill 2. He looks around.
I covered Titania's ears.
I'm trying to solve 2 problems with 1 solution.
Well, the only way that might be helpful is to ask them directly, then play a guessing game.
Yeah, sure, but we gotta get on the same page here before we go and bicker.
Titania, can you lift this? Can you fly this to the post office? Is this too heavy for you?
She gives you a look.
I'll wrap it up.
Listen, if only someone didn't take my strength or courage or whatever the fuck you took.
Brains.
Not from me. Didn't have those in the first place.
I'm dumb now. You're right. Yeah. Okay. Let's go ask the farmers.
With that, we'll end the episode.
Would you please transport our biohazard?
So who are we saving today?
You know, we are rolling for Dots RPG. You know, they make accessible gaming tools for folks that are vision impaired, so they can have exactly as much fun rolling dice as we do. And we really want to support them. We really want to make sure that we show them some love. So we're going to roll for them right now, and we have rolled. A 4.
Yay,
rolled
a
4. So we hope you'll join us in supporting this worthy cause, and we hope that you'll let us know what you rolled.
All right, moving right along to the things we have going on. Merch. If you want to see what we've got going on, you can go to store.lawfulstupid.org. That'll redirect you to our Etsy shop. We have a lot of shirts from different campaigns. We've got some posters from when we got our million downloads. That's cool. I think we even have some stickers still from campaign 3 floating around in there. So go check out our stuff, and I'm sure Abon is going to be putting together some more stuff for C5. So we'll be announcing that in our Discord whenever that does go down. And also, if you want to roll for humanity, go type in hashtag R4H. That's going to be the hashtag that we use that for. And if you want to find us on our socials, we're pitching these pretty heavy right now. You can find us Lawful Stupid on IG, Lawful Stupid Pod on Twitter, and Lawful Stupid 1 on YouTube.
Hooray!
Number 1! We're number 1!
Anyway, hope, stars, and wishes.
Hopes. I hope we eradicate this nasty ichor. That's my hope.
I have a note here. This is from me in the past. It says, Abon gets a star for B-hind.
What a little joke. Appreciate
Tickled me.
I hope that Oishin gets some of his power back and doesn't die. That's what I hope. He seems real bad right now.
it. He is an old man.
I got the sick. Anime disease, as we call it.
This is true.
I hope that you guys are having a fun time. Sometimes a little worried when I feel like there's a lull. But yeah, it feels like you guys are going.
Having a good time, but I know where the lull's coming from.
Okay, cool beans. But it always feels like fun. But there's that.
It is.
But it's my confidence as a DM just as I build it up, and I know it takes time. But
imagine how many pauses there are in your home game when you don't have a recorder going, and you're just having funsies. There's no, when you go to look up the rules, it's not an awkward pause. It's part of the game.
It's just one of those insecurities, and you know what? I don't mind having our listeners know that does come as being a DM. So there's that. But thank you for your support, guys. I appreciate it.
Yeah, Avon, you're a great dominatrix. Cool. As we always say.
We love you.
We love you.
Bye.
Bye.